everybody, welcome to Sannie B Stitches. Today is episode 4. Welcome back everybody. My name is Valerie. Today we're going to talk about some crochet projects I've been working on lately, a little bit about my Eva cardigan, and some other stuff that we've got going on. We had a great spring break. It was a good mix of busy and relaxing. We had several days where we were able to get outside and garden and spend time with family. And then we had some kind of rainy, cold days too mixed in. So it was kind of a good mix so we could have some relaxing downtime, watch some movies, and hang out as a family. Over spring break, we also went and played pickleball for my husband's birthday kind of early celebration. And that was really fun. We've played a few times as a family and the kids are getting more and more into it. So we need to do that again soon. Really enjoyed it. So that was last week with spring break. This week we got back into the school routine. We're super busy because we actually have 3 family birthdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday being my husband's birthday. So we were super busy making sure we had covered all of the birthday get-togethers. We got to go out to a nice dinner with my in-laws and our family and have some cake and just have some good time in the middle of the week. And then this weekend we get back into it and we've got soccer and dance and some more family things going on, as well as Easter. We are hosting Easter at my house. So we're getting our eggs together to go on our egg hunt and hoping that the weather's nice. Here in Oklahoma, we actually had a crazy week of weather. We had some snow earlier this week on my husband's birthday. And then yesterday we were outside in short sleeves washing our car. So we're trying to take each day as it comes, either a relaxing day inside or spending the time outside. Over spring break, on one of the days that it was rainy, I decided to do a quick little painting project that I posted about on Instagram. You can follow me there on Sannie B Stitches. But I'd had this little wood piece with me in one of my tubs of things I've collected over the years from places like Hobby Lobby or Target. And it was a little unfinished wood piece. And so I decided to go ahead and paint it and add it to my spring decor. So that was fun. Painting's really relaxing. I don't do it very often, but this made me want to grab little things like this more often and work on them, even if it's just a fun little thing for the day. But that was one of my finished objects. The next one I'm really proud about was my first Amigurumi project with crochet. And my son is really into Pokemon. I think I'd mentioned that before. And I found this free pattern on Ravelry for a little Pikachu. And I decided to give it a try. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got some yellow acrylic yarn. And I actually had to go back and get some brown because my son told me, well, he's got to have brown on the back, Mom, with his little lightning bolt tail, which the tail was very difficult for me and doesn't really look lightning bolty. But I think for my first try and not having crocheted very much, it turned out really cute. The pattern actually called for some red felt circles to be glued onto it, but I had these pom-poms and I tried to just hand sew them on, as well as stitching the little nose and smile. And then I got these safety eyes, which I've never worked with before. I got a huge pack of them on Amazon for I think like $6 or something like that. But I got so many safety eyes in all different, not colors, but different sized eyeballs. And then it actually came with some noses too. So I'm looking forward to trying some more Amigurumi projects. And there were some really cute little Easter chicks, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to get to those before this Easter. But it might be a fun little one to try next because it's kind of about the same shape with less difficult things. It just has a little wing on each side. So that was my other finished object. I also finished a washcloth that was crocheted with my new Knit Picks yarn I showed last time in the variegated gray. And I had to learn the half double crochet stitch. So I think it turned out really well. And I am going to do a knitted washcloth next with the same yarn. I have some left over, So I want to compare the two washcloths and see which one feels best and washes up, and actually use them and see how I like the Knit Picks cotton yarn. And that's the rest of my finished objects. Besides those finished objects, I worked on my Eva cardigan quite a bit. I did not get as much done over spring break as I thought, just because we were busy going over and visiting family. So I am unfortunately not going to finish on my goal of by Easter, but I've gotten quite far. I split for the sleeves, and I've knit quite a bit of the body. I'll set this down. See if I can show it. Here, one of the sleeves. Really pretty detailing. And I think I measured last night. Here's the back. I have about maybe 3 inches left of the body to knit in stockinette before I can start it's about a 3-inch ribbing. I think it's 2x2 ribbing for the bottom of the body. And then after that, I need to knit the sleeves. And then at the end of the sleeves, there's some of the same matching ribbing. And then there is the button band, and it goes all the way around around the collar as well. So that I have never done before. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge as we keep going. But really, when I first started reading the pattern, I was overwhelmed, but breaking it down, and I always give myself a couple days to kind of sit on the pattern and decide on it and reread it and look up different ways to do the different stitches if I'm not familiar with it. And that kind of helps me absorb it and do a little bit at a time. And then when I start knitting, I just kind of let myself focus on that one section and not get overwhelmed by thinking about what's to come. So right now I'm just trying to focus on getting to the ribbing part and getting that done. And then I'll move on to the sleeves. But I am really loving this Barocco yarn. The color, the feel of it, I've tried it on several times and it feels so good. It's not scratchy at all, and it's not super heavy because it's DK. So I think it'll be a good option for me, and I'm really excited to work on it more. It's just getting so large that I can't take it places with me, and we haven't been home a lot. So, but I am looking forward to working on that more in the next couple of weeks and seeing what else I can get into. But right now, that one's my focus. I did not do any cross stitching really at all over the last couple of weeks. I've been just too busy on these other couple projects and then my sweater and getting ready for birthdays and Easter. I forgot to mention on the cross stitch though, I had started the tulips for the stitching with the Housewives. Home is where the wreath is. It's supposed to be the March design, but like I said, I had done the bunnies already and they're up for Easter. I want to finish the tulips pattern so I can get that switched out for April. So that's my next cross stitch that I want to get finished up and fully finished so I can display it. I do have one other whip, but I have not worked on it. It's my donation hat, my first one for April, really. So I kind of got a head start and then it just sat. I need to put it back in my car and have it to work on, but I've just wanted to work on my cardigan so much that when I have a chance, if I can throw it in the car and take it with me somewhere where I know it won't get dirty and I can sit for a few minutes and get a row or two done, I've been working on that instead. But that's my other whip. As far as haul goes, I had run to Hobby Lobby a couple times over the last couple of weeks to get some acrylic yarn for my crochet project for my Pikachu. So I just ran and grabbed some yellow and some brown, and I had a little bit of black just from crafting left over that I used for the ears. So I got that. And then I also just kind of saw this yarn and thought it was so cute for birthdays. And for those of you that don't know, my children have birthdays that are only 3 days apart in April. So that week is crazy. And I was thinking the other day how cool it would be to have some knitted or crocheted decor that is kind of generic. It covers everybody in the family's birthdays so I can get it out and it's all different colors and display it each time instead of having to buy and throw away plastic or paper plates and things like that now that they're a little bit older and don't need, a themed birthday party at home. So I thought it would be really neat to have a knitted and crocheted pieces or pieces that at least two things that someday each of them can take and use at their own home for their family birthdays. So, long story short, I found this really pretty variegated yarn. Again, that's acrylic, so I can wash it and it's easy to take care of. This is the I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it's called Blossom Blossom Blossopolis. Blossomopolis. It's hard to say, but I thought maybe like a crocheted granny square table runner to put underneath in the center of the table for where the cake would go, and then if the icing gets on it, I can wash it. I thought that would be really pretty. And then I also found this speckled acrylic that's got hot pink and aqua, which is my favorite, and like a royal blue, a little bit of green. And I thought I could make a happy birthday banner or bunting, the little triangles where it says spells out happy birthday. And I found a pattern on Ravelry and I actually started trying to do it one day. I just needed to cast on something new. And I started it and then I realized I was in way over my head, but I wanted to show you how it knit up. It's actually a knit project, not crochet. So this is the top and it's got these little eyelets in the pattern. So you can weave ribbon or a string or I-cord through to hang. And I started the H and I have not done a lot of color work, but the only color work I've done is like stranded color work where you have to float the yarn across, stretch the yarn across. And as I was working on this, I went back and read the pattern and I realized it was talking about knitting the color work in the intarsia method. I guess you call it a method, but I know nothing about that. So I went down the rabbit hole and started watching videos about it. And basically, instead of carrying your color strands behind or your other yarn you're not using, you have multiple bobbins of yarn or pieces of yarn that you are knitting to make this block, and it lays flatter, I believe. So I want to do some research and learning about that and be able to knit this. I wanted to have it done for my husband's birthday. I just got this crazy idea thinking I could do that, and that was not happening. But I think it would be really fun to have for this birthday in April for both my kids. So that is another goal, and hopefully I can balance that and work on that with the Eva cardigan progress as well. But I had to run back to Hobby Lobby because I realized I didn't have colors that I liked that would match this for the letters. So I found my favorite colors, aqua. See if I can hold this. And then I got this pink. And where did it go? I thought I could use the yellow too, but let me know what you guys think. I think maybe I want to just do happy birthday and alternate the pink and the blue. And I know that's very generic, but those are my favorite colors. And I think that would work for both kids. And it would still go really well with the table runner. So that's kind of my project that popped into my head. I had no plan to make, and then I just kind of found it and fell in love with the idea. But that's what I want to focus on next for April. I finished my Tessa Bailey book. That was 2 Tessa Bailey books I read. And I have started a new book I got from the library the other day by one of my favorite authors, Sophie Kinsella. She wrote all of the Shopaholic series. They're really funny. And there's actually a movie that came out several years ago about it. But I had not checked for new books by her in a long time. And this one was on the shelf. So I started reading it. and it's really cute too. And so I've been blazing through that and really enjoying getting back into reading. That's also why I think I haven't gotten done with as much knitting and crochet projects and cross stitch. But it's a good balance, so I'm not just too into one project and I give my hands a break, especially with all the knitting and purling on the Eva cardigan. I've been able to have some breaks to read and do some other things. As far as TV goes, we haven't really watched a whole lot other than just maybe Amazing Race because we've been outside when our weather's good and we've had um, so many different school activities and things going on with the kids. We haven't watched a lot of TV. I am looking forward next month. Uh, Disney Plus is going to release the movie Wish, and the kids really want to watch that. So we're planning to have a family movie night to do that. But that's all I have for today. It's a little bit shorter because it's just been too much going on. I hope to have more in the next couple of weeks as things start to settle down after break. But I hope you all have a great weekend and a happy Easter. And I will see you all in April. Bye.